The part 2 of the real one, part 1 down below. I was really angry last night and then I was really drunk. I probably needed to drink myself into oblivion. It's been a long time coming. She can no longer affect me. Maybe she'll pull out of it, maybe she won't. Regardless, my life needs to move forward. I refuse to let her have any more control over me, my feelings, emotions, or hold me back. She doesn't appreciate or value me or anything I've done for her, anything I've said, and the changes I've made within myself. She tells me that she was extremely unhappy throughout our marriage despite the fact, with the exception of the time I was on high doses of medications, I always went the extra mile and made all attempts to bring happiness to her life. I always put her first. I even moved across the damn country for her. Everybody that knows us intimately knows and acknowledges this as well. I guess my best was not good enough. What's the point of caring or even trying to show someone you love them and care for them when they don't seem to even care or appreciate what you have done or are currently doing? Sounds like a fool's errand and a complete waste of time and energy to me. It's time to spend that energy on finding some peace and happiness for myself. With each passing day, the more I feel betrayed, resentful, and angry. She forced me into this, without so much as even a word beforehand. Whatever her reasons were, she should have spoken to me about her feelings first as opposed to shutting me out and holding in her frustrations until it got to this point. Walk away wife syndrome. Wow, this hits it to the T. How could I have been so oblivious? I now look back and see it, as it all played out. Great reading, great insight. Wish my wife would read Divorce Busting. Perhaps that shall be her Christmas present this year. My wife made the wedding band issue easy. She first complained about hers. It wasn't nice enough, which was crappy to begin with. It's what it represents that's truly important in my opinion. When she stopped wearing hers, that was the slap in the face. I needed to remove mine. I wore my wedding band proudly up until that moment. I probably still would be wearing it had she not removed hers. Out of respect to myself, my wife, and the sanctity of marriage, I have not dated or slept with anyone else. The opportunities have been there. However, I could never forgive myself if we are able to salvage our marriage. Regardless, I would go to the party, ditch the ring, to avoid embarrassing or unwanted conversations, and have a good time. Who says you have to kiss someone at New Year's anyways, and on the off chance maybe you'll meet someone and want to kiss them? No matter what, life moves forward. You can't go backwards. Trust me, I've tried. It's hard. However, we need to live for ourselves. Ask yourself, is he considering you at the moment? This same question was posed to me yesterday by my wife's best friend. I answered it, I don't know. However, after another night of soul searching, I don't think my wife has considered me one iota, when it boils down to the bottom dollar. If she did or was, I feel we wouldn't be in this situation right now. It's time to start moving on. Not saying I'm closing the door to her, or that you should do the same. What I'm getting at is you need to do what makes you happy, because this obviously isn't his priority anymore. T was one of our close friends' birthday parties. I didn't feel comfortable going. It was in the first week that she left. I ended up breaking down and calling her crying, asking her to come home. She was cold, cruel, heartless, and screamed she wanted a divorce. I honestly couldn't comprehend how the love of my life could talk to me this way. I knew she was angry, and perhaps she didn't know the truth about the email she read at this point. However, I was wounded so badly, and like an idiot I kept opening myself up to her over and over again, expressing my feelings, exposing myself, making myself vulnerable. Almost every time she would do the same thing. I've finally come to the point where I know she is aware of the truth. She knows where I stand and how I feel. There is nothing more I can say, and other than be patient, I don't think there is much I can do other than what I can do to make my life better and easier. Sometimes I am so disgusted by the cowardly behaviors my wife has shown me by backing me into a corner and giving me no choices. I was never abusive, yet she acts like a frightened child, a little girl hiding from reality. I am now angry over the way she has treated me, ignored me, falsely accused me, verbally attacked me, and spoken to me over the last 37 days. She betrayed me in the worst possible way. She has betrayed my trust and broken my heart. She wipes her ass with my love and hands it back to me with a huge smile afterwards. I almost wish there was another man, woman divided by anything. At least then things would make sense. She never mentioned anything about being so unhappy in the past, yet now I make Satan seem like the tooth fairy. Why? Because I'm Jewish? Or was it because her ring came from Cartier instead of Harry Winston? Or maybe it was because I have to pay child support for my daughter. These are the samples of the many BS excuses I've heard so far. There was never once a conversation about either of us wanting out of our marriage or that we were not on the same page with regards to our goals. However, now she tells me that she is not in love with me and does not have feelings for me, that she was very unhappy for a very long time, even though we had great bonding a few days prior. I have never allowed anyone to treat me like that. I should be smiling without even entertaining a thought of allowing her back into my life. I should be grateful she is gone. She told me I brought her down, not up. I paid for everything. I gave her everything I had. Yet, I'm still here, waiting for her. I still love her. I worry about her. I miss her. And still, it hurts so bad. I feel like I am going crazy. I need to be checked into the loony bin. I must be a masochist to keep enduring this crap. I wonder if she really means those things, or was it pot shots in order to appease her anger and frustrations. In 7 years, we are never spoke to each other like that. I haven't called her for 4 days and I want to so badly, yet I know there is no point. Today was rather slow at my office, so I started snooping through the phone bills for a clue. There was none. Then I read and reread my posts. I started thinking about what BS this is. Who is this person that I married? 7 years and this is the way I was treated. What made her think this is an acceptable or okay way to handle this? The more that sat with me, the more I stewed. I started feeling angry and resentful. I allowed her to hurt me so badly. It's easier for me to write things here and let them out. I needed an outlet. I needed to get that out of my head. I don't want to be angry. I want back the love we shared and cherished. I hope that makes sense. I don't have children. However, when I'm at work, I have to deal with people, so today no clients equal too much free time. When I'm alone and have nothing that I am forced with to occupy my mind, I start to obsess about the situation. I know this is bad for me. I usually try to fill my time with something I enjoy doing, or that makes me happy. However, being stuck at my office with nothing to do makes it difficult to do either. I'm getting very frustrated as well. I want to get on with my life. This situation is just holding me back from moving forward with my life. I'm not happy where I am at, and this is making me feel emotions that cause way too much pain to constantly bear. I'm getting to the point where I feel that if she wanted to be married to me, then she would put her big girl panties on and make that decision and act like it. Her leaving without any real attempts to communicate about the situation have taken an emotional, physical, and mental toll on me. The way she left, with no clear terms or intentions, was wrong. She didn't even attempt to talk to me or try to make our marriage work. It's been 38 days since she left. We haven't spoken a word since then, and trust me when I say that her words were not kind. I don't want to be with anyone else, although I don't want to be alone anymore either. I know I love someone that resembles her duplicate physically, however I can't for the life of me figure out what happened to that person I cared for so deeply and loved. I don't think she cares about me or what I thought we shared anymore. I crave intimacy and emotional support. None of my needs or desires are being met. What am I really getting out of this anymore? Why can't she make a damn decision? What is holding her back? Why can't she come home and be happy with me? Why did she push me into this state of limbo against all my better beliefs, feelings, and convictions? This was something neither of us believed in or wanted from our marriage from the moment we met till the day that she left. In my mind, that if she wanted to work it out, she would be here. I don't know how much more time she could need. How much more time do I wait? I first told myself I'll give her a week, then a month. Now I'm telling myself I'll wait till Christmas or New Year's. I don't want to be the one that gave up. Not that there is a winner or loser in this, and I know that as long as we are married, I won't break my vows. However, I'm starting to question what in fact is a marriage without one's spouse. I received this text this morning. I'm not sure what to make of it or whether to even bother answering. Good morning. I hope all is well. I just want to remind you to please pay $115 for wireless, otherwise they will disconnect our phones tomorrow. Thank you. Also, if you would like to meet for lunch on Friday, let me know. I'm not sure if I want to go. I feel really apprehensive. I know that I want to make my marriage work, however I've been hurt by this woman so badly. I am scared. Lunch seems odd and out character to me. It seems strange, like I'm being set up for something. My hope feels worse for some reason, not better. She's probably having me served or telling me she had an affair. Either way, a public place would make sense if that were her intentions. I could hope it's for bonding, although we haven't done that in years. Something dirty in a public place for lunch, that is. I sent her a text back saying okay about 10 minutes ago. I'm not sure, however I'll try not to expect the worst and be open. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. So, I called her a few minutes ago after thinking about it all day. I wanted to actually talk to her and figured it would be better if I waited till after she left work so there wouldn't be any distractions. She didn't answer, however I left a message stating that I was doing well, that I already was planning on paying the bill, although thank you for the reminder. I also stated that I'd meet her for lunch on Friday and she could give me a call. I'm not quite sure how to make out the fact that she didn't answer. I struggled all day with whether I should even call. It was rather disappointing that she didn't answer. Now I feel even more confused. I don't get it. Why do they think it is acceptable to text, however they can't answer the phone? Must be a false sense of control they get out of texting. Anyways, she just called me back. I'm still not sure what to think of things. She is very angry still. I asked her what her intentions are and she blew the question off. She started getting disrespectful. I told her that it wasn't acceptable to talk to me like that, and she complained that I didn't listen or care in the past, and that I had inappropriate conversations with my daughter's mother. She didn't like that I told my daughter's mother about our business. Whatever that was supposed to mean, I'm not quite sure. I did listen and I did care. Maybe I didn't show it properly. However, I'm willing to learn. There seems to be major trust issues on both sides at the moment. The moment I let go, handed the situation to God, and started doing the 180, life has become easier. I want my wife in my life, however I don't need her. The minute I accepted that, I was able to start growing as a person. The fact I am willing to work on our marriage and want her back in my life, as well as desire to share my life with her, tells me that the love is still there. Whatever you choose to do, you can't let him control or dictate your happiness. This needs to come from within you. This has been a struggle for me as well. However, I've come to realize that I am a strong, intelligent, compassionate person. I deserve better than the treatment I received regardless of my transgressions. I've also come to the conclusion that I ultimately have only control over myself, not her or how she chooses to interact with me. I felt like I was talking to a frightened, angry child today, not a rational adult who is someone in control of their life. I wanted to comfort her, however, she is too angry still. I don't even think she knows exactly what she is so angry about. It's very sad to me that she allowed herself to get this way. Just like I hid from reality by abusing my prescriptions, she is hiding from reality by internalizing everything. It really does take two to make it work. My wife has been cordial, called last night and even sounded like the person I love and know. Then texted me a few times this morning. She is off today. I'm leaving my office early, so I invited her to go with me to have a glass of wine and take the dog for a walk. She blew me off to lay out at the pool and go to the gym. She says she'll see me tomorrow. I don't know what she has planned, however I feel like she is playing games with me. I am undecided about tomorrow. I almost think I should back out of lunch and just enjoy my day. Too many variables left unknown. I don't like this whole approach she is taking. It makes me feel really uncomfortable. She obviously wants to control the situation. It's very odd. If she takes this as an opportunity to try and hurt me more, or be angry and abusive, I'd be very disappointed. I am going with the expectation of either getting divorced or figuring this out. I almost at my breaking point. I'm sick of the indecisiveness. Her mother came by last night. We had a long heart-to-heart conversation until 1 a.m. She told me that she told her daughter that she belongs with me and that she needs to go home, that she needs to talk to me amongst other things. She said that her daughter knows I am intelligent, caring, and that I loved her. They apparently got into a huge argument about it and haven't been speaking much. She asked how I could trust her daughter again since she has done this. I said that I checked out of the marriage when I started abusing my medications and that if she could forgive me, I could forgive her. After 7 years, 40 days is not that much time. I said that we need to work on be open with each other, and I really don't know when and why things broke down. However, I am not going to be the one that gave up or did something out of anger that I'd later regret. She told me that I was a very good man and that she sees her daughter hurting and she knows that together we are happy. She feels that she is unhappy with herself and where her life is at and blaming it on me. I started preparing myself for the worst, and now all of a sudden I feel really depressed. I don't feel like doing anything except going home and sleeping, except I am stuck at the dentist. I am so worried and confused about tomorrow. All of the anxiety seems to be rushing back. She has to know how waiting without any idea of what to expect is making me feel. Last night when she called, I wanted to tell her to come home and how much I missed her. However, I stuck to the rules and kept my mouth shut. I wonder if that was a mistake. As I enjoy a glass of wine and people watch here in the heart of South Beach, I can't help but reminisce as I see happy couples and families. What went so wrong? How did I end up in this situation? My wife started blasting me by text out of the blue tonight, very angry and hostile, for no apparent reason. She told me that her mother, me, and our dog are not her family. If we are not, then who is? I'm so sad that I can't get through to her. Her mother is sad because she can't get through to her. The dog even misses her. She has put up such a wall, and nobody knows why or how to get through to her. I ended up calling her, and then her mother, just to make sure she was all right. She goes, "I don't want to talk about our marriage now." I said, "Neither do I just wanted to make sure you are safe and all right." This is really sad. I don't know what provoked this exactly. However, she assumes that I should know. I told her she is my wife and my best friend, and I wouldn't be the one that gave up or stopped trying. If she wants to do that, it's on her. I expressed to her that she needs to get help. I explained to her that I've been reading many books, sought out support, and even started to see a therapist to help me with saving our family. I explained to her that nothing that makes her happy or feel good over the long term is going to come from anger. That true happiness, in my experience, comes from one's heart. I told her I'm not sure if I am still coming tomorrow because I don't believe she is ready yet. She thanked me after a lot of subterfuge about her pillow and then told me she understands if I don't come tomorrow. What the hell? I wish I knew how to break through this wall she has put up. Where is all this anger and hurt coming from? I've been struggling with the same emotions. My wife seeks out people and situations that enable her to hide from reality. I don't know what else I can do other than leave her alone for right now. Her thinking is clouded by anger. It's so sad to see someone you love to do this to themselves and the people that really love them, but these are their choices. You can only live for yourself. It's 11:35. I haven't received a phone call as to where I am supposed to meet my wife for lunch, and even if I did, I don't believe she is ready to talk after last night's episode. I am disappointed. I was really hoping that she was ready and wanted to communicate. I believed for a moment that she was ready to start working on our marriage and start moving forward again. There was no lunch. I haven't called, texted, or attempted after last night's episode. I left her with the following text last night. I've been reading voraciously. I've been seeing a therapist to help me deal with this. I've sought out support. I've been doing everything I can to figure out how to get through to you and save our family. One thing I've come to realize is that nothing I've done out of anger has ever brought me any real happiness in life, and everything I've done from my heart has always been right and brought me happiness in the big picture. I'm not sure if I am still coming tomorrow. I don't think you are quite ready yet. I've heard nothing since. She ended up calling me. We spoke today. She is starting to sound more like my wife again. She agreed she is still confused and that it's probably best we didn't meet up. I believe she realizes I've made changes in myself for the better. Her confusion lies in whether they are sincere and genuine or if I am trying to manipulate the situation. She is not sure if I am capable of living within my means. I used to be a big spender in the past. If $30,000 came and I spent $35,000 that month. I acknowledge that I screwed many things up during the last year. I didn't apologize. I've already done so many times already. This situation has forced me to either make changes in myself or lose forever what is truly important to me. I've grown exponentially as a human over the last 40 days, and I'm sure that I will continue to grow and learn because I now see things from a very different perspective. I feel like I have direction again in my life, and although I am aware that I'll make more mistakes along the way, I have clear and concise goals again. Strangely, I feel like if this didn't happen now, our marriage would be doomed forever. I am not happy under the circumstances my wife left. However, I'm grateful that I've had this time to evaluate myself and realize what is really important to me. I do in fact love my wife very deeply, and I want to grow and age together. I also miss her terribly, and I am ready for her to come home. But I now understand without her leaving, this process would have never taken place, and we'd be even more lost. Change is only difficult because it is uncomfortable. My day was good other than feeling slightly disappointed that I haven't heard from my wife again. I don't know what to make of it. I am starting to feel frustrated in so many ways. I'm so ready to forgive and move forward. Yesterday I felt like she was almost ready to start moving forward. However, today it's back to the same Shanti. I feel so lonely at times. I feel attention-starved. However, the only attention I want is hers. I don't get how she could think I'm trying to manipulate the situation. Why would I waste my energy? If I didn't care, after the initial shock wore off, I would have graciously given up with a smile on my face and moved on. I'm so sick and tired of waking up in the middle of the night. I dream about the day this personal nightmare ends. I'm so sick and tired of waking up in the middle of the night. I dream about the day this personal nightmare ends. I still don't know what emotional trauma she blames me for that was so bad that she felt it necessary to leave. The truth about the email has long since come to light. I still love my wife and believe whatever the issue they can be resolved. This seems like a huge misunderstanding of sorts to me. She is at my mother-in-law's house and there is no OM involved, or OW. In other words, there has been no infidelity on either part as far as I am aware. It has been 43 days since she left and the communication is guarded, at a distance, and sporadic at best. I have been giving her space. I have not initiated any forms of communication. This seems to be the best approach at present. However, I don't know what to do about New Year's and Christmas. There is a small gift under the tree for her and she is aware of this. My 1049 wants me to attend a party with them. However, I can't fake or feign happiness to keep up pretenses. I want resolution. This is a far cry from any romantic comedy I've ever enjoyed. Yes, I am lonely. I am lonely as all hell. I am sick of seeing happy people that are seemingly in love and are enjoying time with their families and significant others through the holidays, all the while my life is in shambles, and I am still not even 100% certain why or if there is light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, I am a mess at times. This has completely thrown my universe for a loop. 7 years we were the best of friends and we did everything together. We never remained angry at one another for more than a few hours in the past. I am rather sick of it all. I haven't initiated any contact with her for quite some time. I respond when she initiates. However, I have backed off completely to let her come to her own conclusions. I am in a place with very limited friendships. I feel alone and unhappy and frustrated over the lack of any real progress in the situation. The only family I have here is my mom-in-law, and the only friend that I can confide in is a mutual friend that I know has the best intentions. However, I'm also sure reports to my wife, so I now limit those conversations as well. I want to escape my own madness. I wish I could pretend that everything is all right all the time. However, it's not, and I'm tired of faking a Shanti eating grin when all I want to do is crawl into bed and pull the covers over my head and sleep until this nightmare ends. There is a time and a place for everything. She started with how hurt she was. I countered with what did I do right. She says the bonding was good. I agreed. I reminisced how we would always adventure together. She claimed it's been a long time. She also had fond memories, however struggled within herself to admit them. She stated that she didn't just wake up unhappy one day. This was a progression, obviously. My frustration lies within the fact I really wasn't cognizant of the situation until I stopped polluting my mind. She queried about how people divorce and remarry. I said that wasn't an option, that if that line were to be crossed, I would be devastated to the point of no return. This felt like a sucker punch to the gut. I tried to remind myself to not have any expectations and to really listen. to listen beyond the words. I gave her a back rub, we leaned against each other and basked in each other's presence as if no one else was in the room. I know I hurt her, the specifics don't seem pertinent, maybe this type of thinking is a mistake. However, to mull over wrongs of the past doesn't seem beneficial. I acknowledge my mistakes, however, I can't go back in time, all I can do is better for the present and future. She made an offhanded comment about me sleeping with someone else in the interim. I stated, you really don't know me that well if you truly believe that. She smiled in return. Almost had that moment. Needless to say, I am angry that she left and how she left, however that is deeply buried under the sadness. I didn't feel that me being vulnerable or talking about my emotions was really of any benefit to her or myself at the present time. I told her that the only promise I could make was to honor our marriage, love her unconditionally, and strive for better. Beyond that, no more. I wasn't going to make empty promises. At the end of the night, I said we shouldn't spend New Year's apart or alone. She told me where she was going. I don't know if it was an invitation or if she, herself, wasn't sure either. She has tomorrow off as I do and most of the country as well. I wonder if I'll get my Christmas wish. I don't think I've acted controlling or domineering. I am assertive in many regards, however, I would never want anyone to do anything unless it was genuinely their desire, especially my wife. If I come across domineering or controlling, this is more of my own bravado and an act than anything. Sometimes I have expectations or beliefs, and when they are not met, I am more disappointed or hurt than anything. For example, today, I waited around for my wife to open gifts together until 11:30. I really wanted to spend the day together, we would never be apart on holidays. I won't tell her I'm hurt or disappointed, I am sure she is probably aware of that. I ended up going to the beach with the dog. The gifts are still sitting unopened. She texted me this morning about a bill. I told her I already handled it. Then I texted her that I waited, however I left to the beach with the dog since she didn't show, however she was welcome to join us if she chooses. I really would like for her to choose to spend the day together, however these are her choices and I don't want her to come if she felt pressured into it or really wouldn't genuinely want to be here. Maybe I'm missing something, however, I've always desired that distinction in my relationship. I made a complete mess of myself tonight. My wife came by and was playing with dog. Seeing her smile and us being together brought up so much emotion that I lost it. She sat down in my room, she started crying. She wouldn't talk about why. I tried to comfort her and she wouldn't let me. This hurt me so bad. All day all I wanted was for us to be together. She doubts my integrity and sincerity. I got hurt and angry. I asked her why she would think I would go through all this effort if my intentions were just to manipulate her. I told her if she couldn't see my actions for what they were, then she should leave. She lingered and gave me opportunity, yet I still could not resist myself. She wanted to hug me, I wouldn't let her. She left, I started crying. I texted her the following apology: I'm sorry if I made you feel uncomfortable. Today has been a really terrible day. All I wanted was your attention, love, and affection, and I went about it the wrong way. I'm learning. I've been very afraid, more afraid than I've ever been in my entire life, and I panicked. We spoke a few minutes afterwards. She asked why my day was bad. I explained that we have always spent the holidays together, and today I was alone almost all day. I feel like I am my own worst enemy at times. I told her I felt like a D0 bag and I didn't mean to push her away, that if she comes back, I want it to be her decision. She said she understood and to have a good day at work tomorrow and wished me good night. I feel like I should give up and leave her alone and move on with my life. She feels I've hurt her too badly to recover and she wants a divorce. Then she tells me she is not sure and needs time. I believe she wants me to not give up and right my wrongs. However, everything is on her terms and she feels she has no responsibility in what led up to the way things are. I even caught myself in the middle of my stupidity. I recognize what I did wrong. I'm not oblivious to it. Yesterday, I even did a rather decent job of it. I snapped, however, and now I vow to myself not to do it again. I've come too far. We talked again, briefly. I got her to laugh in a good way. I lost my confidence and composure with the tears and the extreme from happiness of being together for the holidays to the reality of the situation. I appreciate the advice, and I usually follow it. I think it's time to dust off my jeans and get back on that bike. When my confidence dropped, I turned things sideways. However, I think I was able to recover graciously. Time to focus back on myself. I need to stop feeling sorry and pathetic and take back control of the situation. I was about to give up on my marriage. This morning I was so angry and hurt over my situation, the things she said, and my unfulfilled expectations that I was, or at least I thought I was, ready to file for divorce. I wanted to end the pain, suffering, and brain damage. This experience, seeing people die, impacted me in such a way that I've taken on a new perspective. I found the ability to accept and the desire to forgive again. Sometimes there really is no do-overs or second chances. I've decided to give my wife the space she needs, no longer for my own reasons of wanting her to come back, but for her because I know that this is what she needs. Time to pony up and start acting like a man again. I want to forgive and move forward. I don't see the sense of my separation anymore at this point. All the patience, I know, is the answer. However, I can't seem to get the images of yesterday out of my head. Life really is too precious and fragile. This all seems like a terrible waste of time, and since in essence time is life, why throw it away? Something came to me like an epiphany this morning. I'm tired of feeling hurt, however this is a choice to feel this way. I worry and my anxiety over the situation gets to me, and I must admit at times it overwhelms and consumes my every thought. However, I'm doing everything I can to make my marriage work. I obviously hurt my wife. I also know she can only be the one to decide whether or not she can forgive me, and she has to do this when she is ready to do so. I feel so stupid, and I didn't think what I was doing at the time would hurt her. I took for granted how important my wife is and how much I value my marriage. I truly regret causing her pain, destroying her trust and respect. I wish things were not the way that they are. I wish that we could be together tonight. I hope she realizes my sincerity and see my actions for what they are. So, the wifey asked me to spend New Year's Eve together. She had a lot of trepidation and was struggling within herself as to whether she should invite me. She seems to struggle with her perception of who I am and what reality is. We went to a close mutual friend's home for an intimate dinner and gathering. We all seemed to have a great time together. At times she acted cool, not cold or rude, just a little too distant. It was almost as she did this on purpose because it was only directed towards me. I shined it on. I would not allow her to get a rise out of me. All in all, it was a good evening. I was happy to be there and I had no expectations. Therefore, there is no longer any disappointment. It was nice to be amongst family and friends. I feel it is time for me to move on. It hurts too much to continue to care about my wife. I need to be a healthy person, and I feel like hanging on to the hope that my wife and I will work this out is destroying me. I was fired from my job a few days ago by the CEO because he felt I needed to straighten out my personal affairs. I became obsessed with trying to fix my marriage and took my problems with me to work. I've been doing things I am ashamed of, like snooping through the phone bill trying to get insight to who my wife is seeing and or sleeping with. I honestly believe there has to be an involved at this point. I do not trust her anymore. She lies about stupid things that are inconsequential. She has been projecting her own insecurities upon me and then accuses me of things that are completely ludicrous, such as going out and partying it up, drinking, and doing drugs, not paying the bills, and generally being overall irresponsible. None of these things are even remotely close to reality. I've been focusing on myself and our marriage. I work and then come home for the most part. Occasionally I'll force myself to go out and explore the city, however this triggers memories of her and usually ends up with me feeling worse. I can't do this to myself anymore. I have to act as if she is dead. I don't want to even talk to her anymore unless she wants to fix our marriage. This is the only way I'm going to get healthier. She has become cruel, bitter, superficial, and nasty towards me most of the time. I don't deserve that. I screwed up my own life more than enough, and I don't need her to make it any worse. I can't care about what she thinks about me or what she is doing anymore. I know the truth about myself, what I've done good and bad, and I know who I am and what type of person I've been. I know my mistakes, and none of them were to intentionally hurt her or cause her pain. I've always been an honest, loyal, sincere, and genuine person towards her. If anything, my biggest mistake was allowing myself to become addicted to pain medication. Every problem I currently have stems from that. I let myself become oblivious to everything, and I neglected everything and everyone, including most importantly myself. However, this was not done maliciously or intentionally. She, on the other hand, has gone out of her way to say and do things that serves no other purpose than to cause me pain and trauma. She has purposely kept me in limbo for no reasons other than her own selfishness and insecurities. This is my time to shine and fix my life and myself. There is no longer us, it is just me. I don't know why it took me so long to realize and accept this. I guess when you really love someone, you don't want to believe that they would maliciously hurt you. However, I want to do my best for me from now on, and I know that unless her intentions are to repair our marriage, I can no longer worry or care about what she is doing or not doing. My comment: you should meet new people. The more you just focus on her, the more you get stuck within this. Go find someone who wants you. Final ending coming tomorrow morning.